In today's global supply chains, you hear about risks all the time. Cyber attacks, big geopolitical shifts, even bankruptcies popping up. It makes you wonder, right? How well do you really know your partners?
Exactly. And looking ahead, especially towards 2025, supplier due diligence.
Hmm?
Well, it's not just ticking a box anymore. It's become a core strategic thing you have to do. The stakes, frankly, are just getting higher.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive then. We want to unpack what real supplier due diligence looks like, why it's so vital for, protecting your reputation and preventing these big disruptions, and then maybe get into some practical steps for building a safer supply chain. Sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Mm.
Let's chart the course. So, at its heart, supplier due diligence is fundamentally about verifying your suppliers.
Mm.
Are they legitimate? Are they trustworthy? And crucially, are they compliant, both with regulations and your own internal standards?
Right, so it's more than just checking if they're like a registered business. What other areas are we talking about? The less obvious stuff.
Oh yeah, much deeper. Beyond the basics like registrations and financials, you really need to dig into things like their ethical practices. How do they actually operate? Their ESG performance is huge now. That's environmental, social, governance, and a big one, their cybersecurity readiness.
Okay, ESG and cybersecurity, definitely critical. You mentioned proportionality earlier. What does that mean in practice? Do companies tend to maybe undervet the important partners?
That can happen, yeah.
Yeah.
Undervetting the critical ones is definitely the bigger risk. Proportionality just means the effort you put in should match the risk level. So for a low spend, maybe one-off supplier, a basic check might do.
Okay.
But for those really critical partners, the ones that handle a big chunk of your supply chain, you need that enhanced, really detailed assessment. It's pretty much non-negotiable.
Got it. And there are some strong reasons why companies need to do this, right? You mentioned 4 drivers.
Yeah, let's break those down. First up is regulatory. And the interesting thing here is it's often less about finding deliberate fraud and more about avoiding sort of negligent ignorance. Did you fail to know something you should have known?
Ah, okay.
That's what can get you in trouble under laws like the UK Bribery Act or the U.S. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act,
Yeah.
the FCPA. You could be liable for what your suppliers do.
Wow. Okay, so that's the legal side. Then there's the financial hit, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. An unstable or maybe even fraudulent supplier. That's not just an annoyance. It can mean heavy penalties. You could lose contracts. In really bad cases, even criminal liability.
Yeah.
It hits the bottom line directly.
And maybe even worse for some companies, the reputation damage.
Exactly. Think about it. One public scandal tied to a supplier, maybe poor labor conditions or environmental damage that reflects directly on your brand. Imagine explaining that kind of headline. It's the sort of thing that really does keep executives up at night.
Yeah, definitely. And the last driver? Strategic.
Right. Strategically weak links in your supply chain.
Mm.
They don't just cause delays. They can actually derail your entire operation. That means lost revenue, lost market trust. Knowing those risks up front helps prevent that kind of paralysis.
It's amazing how technology fits into all this now. How is tech changing the due diligence game?
Well, think about it. Traditional due diligence methods, they were kind of built for a slower business world. Technology is what makes it scalable and, frankly, effective today.
So what does that look like? Automation.
Yeah, automation's a big part. Automating basic checks like registrations, searching sanctions lists, verifying certifications that can happen in seconds now. Then you have real-time risk monitoring, getting alerts immediately if there's a lawsuit or bankruptcy filing or even political shifts affecting a supplier.
And managing all the data.
Exactly.
Mm.
Centralizing all that scattered supplier data is huge. Plus, analytics, often with AI, can spot patterns, maybe anticipate risks you wouldn't see otherwise, perhaps even suggest alternatives before something goes wrong.
So it's still trust but verify, but verification has some serious digital power now.
That's a great way to put it. Technology doesn't replace the due diligence thinking. It amplifies it, makes it faster, probably more accurate, and crucially, turns it into an ongoing, continuous process, not just a one-time check.
Okay, so putting this all together, what are some practical things people listening can actually do? Where do you start?
Good question. You start with the basics. Verify those business registrations, check public records, look for relevant certifications, ISO standards, maybe specific ESG accreditations. For key partners, supplier interviews, maybe even site visits are important.
And references.
Definitely get references.
Yeah.
But don't just rely on the ones the supplier gives you. Try to get some independent validation too, maybe through industry contacts.
Right, makes sense. It sounds like this isn't a checklist you finish once, though. You mentioned ongoing. What kind of information needs constant watching?
Yeah, it's absolutely an ongoing thing. You need good, accurate, up-to-date data. Key areas are usually financial health, their legal and compliance track record, ESG performance trends, and their IT system security.
And how do you keep that fresh?
Well, you need a system, an underlying data structure. You need processes to ensure that data stays current and accurate. And then using data analytics regularly is key to proactively managing that risk over time. It's a continuous loop.
So, wrapping this up, it seems supplier due diligence isn't just, a nice to have practice anymore. It's really vital, it's ongoing, and it's crucial for protection, but also for strategic advantage in this complex world we're in.
Couldn't agree more. It's fundamentally about building resilience into your business from the supply chain up.
So, maybe a final thought for everyone listening. What hidden risks might actually be lurking in your supply chain right now? And maybe more importantly, what's the real cost of not knowing? Definitely something to think about.